How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There's some big Bitcoin news, some big crypto news in general, big market news, right? Traditional markets are moving today as well. Let's go through all of it so you know exactly what's happening on this Monday. Again, these are some pieces of news that could send us up much higher, not just today, right? Because it's a green day right now, but this could send us higher for the rest of the quarter. This could send us to new all-time highs on a lot of different assets. So let's go through it. If you don't mind, though, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. Also, join the Telegram underneath. It's completely free. Sometimes I post trade updates or post extra videos. It's been a bit since I posted an extra video, so maybe I'll have to do that soon. You can check that out underneath the video. We just got news that AWS went down. There's an outage, and it knocked Coinbase mobile app offline. Robinhood also was disrupted. So if you haven't already signed up for a secondary exchange, check out BYDFi underneath the video. You need multiple exchanges because there's all kinds of crazy stuff happening, whether it's a lot, millions of people trying to get on the app at one time when there's a big price move, or whether it is AWS all of a sudden going down. You need multiple places where you can trade, either offload crypto, buy crypto, trade crypto. So check out BYDFi. There's a link underneath. And using my link, you get access to these constant rewards. So right now you can trade and get up to $13,000 in bonuses. There's no hoop to jump through. You just have to have used my link in the past. And then, you'll automatically be participating in these as they come up. So check it out underneath the video. As we can see, Bitcoin's moving up today. Actually, a lot of assets are. We'll talk about kind of an important level to watch for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's moving up. We have the rest of the crypto market moving up a bit as well. VOO up, which is the S&P 500, up 1%, nearing all-time highs. It's like right at all-time highs. I guess it's just 0.3% off. Gold right at all-time highs as well, 4,350. Still up just a massive amount on the year. We have all these assets going up. I think a large reason for that is that Kevin Hassett, the Trump economic advisor, said, I think shutdown is likely to end sometime this week. Now, maybe this is just a nothing burger. Maybe this is fake news. But it'd be very bullish in a lot of people's minds if this happens, not only because government employees are back to work and they can start getting paid again, stuff like that. But also, we are more likely to get more economic data, which gives us a better outlook in the future, right? A lot of investors don't like uncertainty. And when they're shutting down economic data from coming out, there's more uncertainty, which people just don't like. They aren't willing to invest if they don't know what's happening in the economy. Then mind, we do supposedly have the CPI coming out October 24th. So this Friday, it's coming out. The forecast is 3.1. The previous was 2.9. The time before that was 2.7. And then the time before that was 2.7, then 2.4, then 2.3. So it's just been moving up basically over the last 5 months or so, 4 months. So if we could keep it at 3 or below, I think the markets would really like that. We can see it might be a bit seasonal. And we can see these kind of, I don't want to say gyrations, but these waves where inflation goes up and then comes back down. It's like lower highs and lower lows over the last few years. So it's not super concerning to investors really that we're moving up a bit, but obviously we wouldn't want to break 3.1, 3.2. We wouldn't want to break to higher highs. If we're looking at from a technical perspective, we just don't want it to be the highest that's been in, a year and a half or anything like that. So that is making the market feel a little bit better. There's also some tariff talk over the weekend. Trump obviously jumps back and forth, it seems like every day or every 2 days or something, whether he's really tough on tariffs or whether he's going to ease them. And there's also, possibility of ending the war in Ukraine. That could be a very positive catalyst too. We also have some entities buying crypto today, so just more specific to Bitcoin and Ethereum, these crypto assets. Strategy acquired 168 Bitcoin for about $19 million. This isn't a huge amount of Bitcoin for them. They've been buying but very small amounts. I think part of this is they're just trying not to dilute shareholders while there isn't a lot of excitement right now because the price has gone down a decent amount. So they've slowed their buys, but as there's more retail frenzy or as the price goes up, I think they're more likely to buy in more significant amounts. BMNR bought 203,000 Bitcoin, 203,000 Ethereum over the last week. They now own 3.2 million ETH. The crypto market saw one of its largest deleveraging events ever over the last week, and this put downward pressure on ETH prices. Open interest for ETH sits at the same levels as seen on June 30th of this year, when ETH was just $2,500. Given the expected supercycle for Ethereum, this price dislocation represents an attractive risk to reward ratio. Therefore, we acquired 203,826 Ethereum tokens over the past week, pushing our holdings to 3.24 million, or 2.7% of the total supply. Their goal is 5%, so they're over halfway there after, a few months? So incredible buying from BMNR. They actually, continue to get significant amounts of cash, way more than MicroStrategy has gotten. But don't let that fool you. Bitcoin will still have its day, in my mind. I still think Bitcoin's going to do really well. We'll look at a price that we should break above to make people more bullish in a second. But this was pretty good news too. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETP is set to list today on the London Stock Exchange for UK retail investors. This is great. I know that London, UK, they have a lot of restrictions on crypto and crypto advertising and that kind of thing. So it's nice to see that they'll be able to acquire some Bitcoin through the ETFs. There are a lot of reasons why people like buying Bitcoin through ETFs as opposed to pure form Bitcoin. But I'm glad to see this is kind of spreading out. And this could be really good for flows, right? We could see significant purchases, or just, it's hard to tell at first because sometimes there's some churn where people have been really wanting to sell their spot for a while and then they can go buy these. So there might be some churn, but overall I think it will lead to more inflows. This is interesting too. The Federal Reserve is going to host a crypto payments innovation conference tomorrow. It's funny how much everything's changed. When the body in charge of interest rates and money printing is now hosting crypto conferences. Just crazy how far we've come, how far the SEC's come and the Fed's come. Now, Bitcoin's doing well today. I really would like us to move above this previous bounce level, this 116,000. I could see us, moving a little bit higher, maybe setting a lower high, then a higher low, and then just continuing in this pattern until we have some big break one way or the other. But I would really like us to move above this $116,000 mark. I think that would turn a lot of people bullish again, and it's very possible that this happens. Right? We just saw a higher low, so it would be extremely bullish, I think. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin through the end of the quarter, maybe even next year. I think there are a lot of things that point to us moving higher. I actually just covered a lot of them yesterday, right? When everyone was bearish, I said, hey, we could go lower, but I think people are mostly just bearish because of the price action. They're not bearish because of what's actually happening, right? There's a lot of fundamentally bullish things happening in the background. We have all other assets hitting all-time highs, and people will flip bullish again. And, you don't want to necessarily move with the market. You kind of want to move against the market. So when people are super bearish, probably a good time to be bullish. When people are super bullish, probably a good time to take profits, right? And that's what we've done here on the channel. If you want to start trading, like I said, there is a link to BYDeFi underneath the video. If you want to know when I trade, sometimes I talk about it on the channel, but I also post about it on the Telegram. I'm not a very active trader, to be clear. When we see big pullbacks, like even just last week, I added to positions. When we're on that dip too, I opened up this 5x ETH position. We're up like 50% in 9 days or something like that. So if you want to start trading, it's not rocket science, right? Just don't be too greedy. Make sure you understand the mechanics of trading. And check it out underneath the video. Again, this is just a small portion of my portfolio too. I would never suggest to put all your money into leverage trades or anything like that. Make sure you're doing it with an amount that you're comfortable losing as well. But this is where I go more risk on instead of buying small cap altcoins. Check this out underneath the video. If you've already signed up for BYDeFi and that's your only trading platform, still, I would sign up for other ones. There are WEEX, BTCC, BLOFIN, BTCC. I have links underneath the video to get you some extra bonuses. Don't just stick with one exchange, right? Make sure you're using multiple. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.